Hey guys, Man of Steel 00 coming with some jungle action. Actually, we haven't done this in a while, but what we'll be doing tonight is we're actually going to be watching the latest game I played, and we're going to be doing a Warwick, but more of a guide style to, because right now I find that Warwick is actually one of the best champs for some freelo. He's in a really good spot, because a lot of really strong junglers, sorry, I'm just straightening my cam there. Yeah, a lot of really good junglers actually got nerfed lately, and I find it's put him in the perfect spot. Um, Now we tried an invade here 3-on-3, and I went a little too aggressive on the Echo, which actually cost us the first blood. So the start wasn't the greatest. If Ari would have came a little bit earlier, we could have actually easily bursted out that Echo, but we were signaling to her and she didn't come. But let's get back to the game at hand. So yeah, Warwick right now is a really strong champ because he's basically got everything you're looking for in a jungler. He has a tanky path and he has a more damage directed path as well. So it's that's why, like I'm saying, we're just gonna hold on, focus back on Echo on Warwick here. So yeah, so he's got a more damage and a more tanky path. In this game, I'm going to be doing more damage because I get fed early, and I wanted to press the advantage, finish the game as soon as possible, and you're going to see it's actually pretty much a 20-minute forfeit. Now, for runes and masteries, while we're going over this, masteries, we're going 18-0-12 with basically Fervor of Battle as our keystone. However, Fervor of Battle, there's one thing, is that you're actually going to take the magic penetration in the before last skill tree rather than the physical penetration. The reason why is because all the bonus damage that Warwick deals with his Q and with a lot of his abilities is actually bonus magic damage. So you actually get more damage out of the magic pen than you do out of the physical penetration. So that's the first thing to know about Warwick. Right now, no matter if you're building him tank or if you're building him damage, do that swap with Fervor Battle and you'll see your damage will skyrocket. Number two, for runes, what we're doing is we're going attack damage reds. We're going attack speed quints. For yellows, we're actually going scaling health yellows all across the board. And right now I'm running MR blues, but I'm gonna be testing soon a mix of MR blues and CDR. Once you're used to Warwick and you're not scared of dying or you know when to gank with him, I recommend maybe going the CDR route rather than the MR blues, or a mix of both at least. Okay, so here we see we got the first kill really easy. The important thing is to pop obviously your E before you go in for a gank, like maybe I'd say a half second before you go in. That way you mitigate the damage right away as you're going in, and when they see you. And number two is that it actually will let you fear if you need to right away, or at least your fear will come up generally before they'll be able to escape your gank. So number two, for the while we're clearing jungle here, for the skill trees, we're going to be maxing Q first, then we're going to be putting 2 points into W, and then we're going to be maxing E. It's really important, those first 2 points in W actually really help out a lot in the mid-game ganks, and then maxing E first. So, like second, I mean. So we're going to be doing that as well this game. However, like I said, it's going to be a 20-minute forfeit, so we're not going to get that deep into the skill tree, but that is the plan. So it's Q first, 2 points into W, 2 extra points into W, and then we max E, and then we finish up our W last. So here, and with Warwick, it's always really important you punish people who stay in lane with low life like that. So I saw right away that the Alawi was trying to basically set up a dive on the Nasus, but she was below 50 health, so my movement speed got me there in no time, and we set up that gank. I thought the Nasus wanted to back there, by the way, and I was gonna clear out his push out his lane for him, but it seems he wanted to stay in stack. So we're gonna listen to him. We're gonna leave him as his lane. Okay, and we're gonna clear farm. So yeah, so Warwick right now, as you see, we've already made up that 1 kill we gave away in the early game. We've gotten our team a lead of 3-1. So basically, you know, 1 kill was solo, and the other 2 basically were due to our ganks. One thing too is when you're clearing with Warwick the farm, since if you don't have blue buff, try to use your abilities as little as possible. Like I used it there just to mitigate the damage with the E, but the Q, like, don't start spamming it out. Like use it a little bit when you're getting low on health or something, or if you really want to clear a lot quicker. But like I said, without blue buff, the one problem Warwick has in the early game is he has a really shallow mana pool. So here we're just evaluating our situation. Ilawi is trying to push Nasus under tower again. So we're going to watch, because Ilawi versus Nasus can really go bad for the Nasus and if you don't give him help him out with an early lead. So there you see I popped the E. Actually I think it missed somehow, but we get him a second kill. Yeah, so you know, another important part is like to basically plan out a little bit where you're going to be ganking. I mean, you obviously have to follow the play. You know, you have to follow how the game evolves. But I knew this game that I was going to put a lot of attention top to Nasus because he's against Ilawi. Ilawi is going to punish someone who stays in lane and tries to farm too aggressively. And you know, Nasus wants to stack, so there was a good chance that it could unfortunately result bad for us. So I was babysitting top a little bit at the beginning. So here we're gonna get our red buff, and with Warwick, once you want to start by rushing Tiamat like I did here. So the most important item to get first is Tiamat, which is gonna help you, like it's gonna double your clear speeds, especially in the AOE camps like here. You're gonna want to pop it as much as you can to reset your autos. Then we're gonna rush boots. If you're comfortable, because for people who don't know, Warwick's ult actually ignores all CC, meaning that you don't need necessarily to have Merc Treads on Warwick. So if you're comfortable with using his ult to sometimes escape or engage when against CC, you can actually forgo the Merc Treads in most matches, and you can always go for the Ninja Tabbies, which right now, statistically speaking, are probably the best boot for all-around damage mitigation. So, once again, that's another reason why Warwick is strong right now. It's because he allows you to almost build Ninja Tabbies in every game, as long as you're comfortable using his ult against CC. Obviously, it doesn't mean though you have to hold it sometimes a little bit longer till the person actually, you know, uses it. But overall, it's good. Now here, I'm telling Ari, don't push so far. We don't see Echo on the map. We didn't even see the bot lane, and she didn't listen to me. So she gets punished. She gives them a kill. I mean, we're still ahead. We're at 6-2, but there's no reason to start giving them kills they shouldn't be getting. And, you know, on top of it, her dying forces me to sort of come and back up the Thresh in the mid lane, because there's 3 of them coming in. But at least, in the meantime, our Ez is free to push the tower. We're going to warn him here that the bot lane is coming. So I see Alawi mid, and right now I'm fed as hell compared to her. So I know I can probably take her, and plus I have double buffs. But at the same time, we see this Braum here, which is a juicy target. For some reason, he thought we couldn't see him, but it was an easy kill in the end. Yes. I locked him down just to make sure he didn't pop the fruit and all kinds of weird stuff started happening. It was maybe not necessary. Like, seeing that again, I probably shouldn't have popped my ult, and I would have actually had it here for the engage. And this could have gone really bad for me, but I got really lucky that my team backed me up there, that I got the shield. I survived with like 1 health. But yeah, so looking back at that play, obviously his ult you're gonna want to sometimes hold there. It was tempting because I didn't want the Braum to ult or anything and maybe get away. But at the same time, it worked out, so I'm satisfied with that a little bit. But so far you can see that Warwick, with the mobility he gets from his passive, really helps you, skirt the map and be always where you're needed at the time you're needed. So there I was going, actually that took a little while because I was actually reflecting on what route to go. Do we go the Trinity Force route or do we go the tanky route? And with the team we had, I was scared that I didn't want to depend on the Ahri because once again she's pushed up and she's going to get killed. So I didn't want to depend on the Ahri for damage. So, and Thresh and Nasus. Well, Nasus can be a terror late game, but not necessarily pure like DPS. It's more like he's more like a finisher. He's going to come in, he's going to pop someone, but it's not as consistent damage as say an ADC, let's say. So I decided to go the Trinity Force route, and it sets you up better to carry the game yourself if it needs to be. So here I was just taking a couple of seconds to figure out where I thought because they were 3 in mid lane and then they all left, so obviously they were going to gank bot. So, but I had confidence that my bot team could hold them off because it's basically Braum and an underfed mid laner, so didn't think it was going to be much trouble. Here I decided to not follow her into the fog of war because once again we don't have any vision of Echo. And Illaoi's pushing again, low health. So we're gonna go punish her for the last time. Like I said, it's really important you punish anyone who stays on the map with low health. And there I wanted to make sure she didn't ult us, because one well-placed ult with 2 of us, you can get into a whole like sustained battle with her and whatnot. And Nasus wasn't signaling us to know whether her ult was up or not, and I didn't have an idea. So we I ulted automatically there to make sure that we weren't facing it. And here I'm signaling, to clear up the top tower because it's a perfect position now. We're gonna keep pushing our lead. We're 9-3. I know Nasus wants to stack, but I think at this point we can forgo the late game plan and try to push for a quick win. Here I'm going to circle around because I see the Braum once again really low on life. Like I said, you gotta keep punishing these guys for staying around. Have them scared that as soon as they're low life they're gonna push back. They're gonna go back. You're gonna push them off their game plans. Now my team signals me that basically Vayne was backing in the bush, but I'm not gonna just jump on a Vayne who probably has her ult up and can just CC me easily, and my ult is down at the moment if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's why I couldn't engage the Vaynes, because I couldn't go through her CC. And here we have Illaoi again trying to rotate to mid. We're gonna punish her. She actually turns around to face us. And actually I think she manages to kill the Thresh, but nonetheless, we still do a decent job keeping her down. Illaoi's a champ you really don't want her to get going. I mean, she's easy to play against if you know how she works, but the problem is you can't control your team, and if they just jump into her in a team fight and she gets like a quadra slam with her tentacles, we're in trouble. There I tried to ult the Vayne, and that was just a really shitty ult. Happens. If I would have ulted her there, I'm pretty sure I could have burst her out directly. And here I really wanted to back, but I'm sitting on it because we were sitting on so much gold. But I was really scared that if I wasn't there to back him up, Nasus was going to get himself killed. So I went there as backup, and I'm staying in range so that if anyone goes on him, I can try and burst him out in response, but the Alawi being there is really going to be a problem. Because the Alawi, if she has her, and undoubtedly at this point her ult is up because she didn't use it the last time we engaged her. Uh, oh yes, she did actually, but actually she did use it. So maybe we could have engaged her there, but still. So I'm just staying around, watching the team fight evolve. I mean, this is a team fight that we should just completely disengage. Like, they should rotate around, come below the tower, and we just, you know, wait it out. But they were going in, so we're gonna keep them going, and I'm gonna get going on the Braum. However, I get killed. I should have maybe burst out the Vayne there, but I honestly I messed up on that one. I should have gone for the Vayne first. Who would have actually probably survived and gotten like a double or triple, but my team cleans up, so overall I'm satisfied. Now Alawi's stuck like on the wrong side with all our team there basically. Like you see, we're pretty much wrecking this game, and we're really putting so much pressure on them from the jungle that they are not able to regroup in any way. Like every play they try, we're there to punish them. Now we didn't even have to play the dragons this time because they were air dragons. I mean, you love air dragons on Warwick, but I wasn't, you know, I had to stay top jungle a lot this match, so I wasn't really in a position to get them. And at the same time, I don't think that air dragons was going to be the difference for us between a win and our loss. So it wasn't worth going out of my way and out of position to try and make plays on these dragons. If they were Infernals, would have been a different story. I would have made sure to play more towards the bot side of the jungle. Now we know they were a dragon. Which is an odd play with all of us up. I mean, congrats for them for making it. And my team wasn't around for, you know, to try and stop that, but... So here I want to get red buff. I see my team engaging in a fight again, but you know, I'm gonna trust that they can handle it. However, you know, I get a blood trail sent, so I get my speed buff up, and here I see a Alawi on her own. So at this point, I'm gonna ult into her ult to cut it off, and it's an easy takedown. I mean, we're gonna out-sustain her at this point, and you know, I'm fed to a, you know, to a pretty high degree at this point in the game, and she isn't. So it was a pretty easy decision to take her on one-on-one there. And I still find it odd that she's trying to make. I mean, I guess she has to do something, but I find it odd that she's trying to make these plays on her own, especially considering that she's underfed, and more than one member of my team can actually 1v1 her because there's a couple of fed members on my team, me being the most. There's me, there's Ari, and there's basically our ADC. So there we go in for a complete dive. We get ourselves a triple kill. And I call to push for the mid tower, because I mean, at this point they're going to be coming out. They're going to have to come at us 1v1. We can burst them out because we have all our damage dealers minus Ari. Well, now Ari is grouped with us, but we had all our damage dealers in the same place. So we're gonna get this turret. Now I ult the Echo. I thought really Ari and what's his name, man? I'm having trouble with his name. and our ADC was going to burst him out there while I was ulting him, but he decided to stay on the inhib. And you know, I'm not gonna complain. Ezreal was the champ I was looking for. But yeah, we're not gonna complain. I mean, I get it. You want the inhib first. It was a free kill, but you know what I mean. I get the play. I often will ignore a kill for an inhibitor too. I see my buddy Nasus at the top in a little bit of trouble, but it is the best lane to be pushing right now. So we're gonna stick around top. Now we're actually sitting on a ton of gold right now. Like I could buy my Trinity Force and almost finish my Hydra in the same buy. But we're gonna stay top, like I said, pressure the lane, see if we can't get something going. Here I went a little too deep. I really thought I was gonna be able to burst out that echo. You know, and at that point I sort of knew I was too deep, so might as well try and get as much damage as I can off on the Vayne. Give my team the best chance possible to clean up. And there we've got Nasus popping off. So we set him up early game, and now it's paying off. So I make my huge buy, I get my Trinity Force, I finish my Titanic Hydra, but unfortunately I won't even get to use it because the team is going to forfeit. So I hope you guys like this game. I hope you guys will pick up Warwick, because right now, honestly, very strong jungler. I'm very satisfied by choosing him to help me climb in my division on my Smurf account, because I only play for you guys on my Smurf account, because honestly, when I'm recording, I play like shit normally. So this is why I had a pretty good game, and I thought I'd use it as a commentary, because I think this is like my 4th or 5th Warwick win in a row. So pick him up, guys. It's a champ worth looking at, and take those pointers I gave you. Put the points in the magic penetration, not the physical penetration. You'll see an up, your damage go up, and try one of the builds we're looking at. And like I said, try that for your abilities as well. Q first with a couple of points in W before maxing your E. So hope you guys liked the video, and see you guys next time.